How do we use this? How did the production department use this digital signature thing? In turn-in, so I'm just in the middle of turning it in here. I just turned in a witness, and in the witness level repository, I uploaded the ASCII file that co-reporter sent me, and page image ASCII. And as you know, you are clicking the Create PDF Transcript button, and it goes through the transcript creation process. So now I'm not going to go through that because today's seminar is not about that. But let's say at the end of that process, we all know that it comes to this screen where it's now showing me the converted transcript that are in PDF format. Okay. Well, now you will see a new button next to the archive to repository called Sign This Document. So now you go, oh, that's a new button. I didn't see that before. So you go ahead and click that button, and the cursor will change to a signature pointer. So every time you move this cursor around, the box will move around. So you basically go to a page where you like to place that wet signature along with a digital signature behind it. So I found a page, and then you let go the mouse, and then it's going to turn it into a signature like that. So the Yong Lee, this image is that JPEG file, which is actually the wet signature, but behind it are stored, which people don't see, but the actual digital certificate behind it. And we are also sealing by creating a bunch of mathematical hash. We are completely sealing, authenticating the document's integrity, that nobody can make any kind of changes to this document. That's it. 2 clicks. Click the button, sign this document, and find the place and let it go, and that's how you digitally sign it. Once you digitally signed it, as usual, you will go ahead and archive, click the Archive to Repository button. Then last thing you're going to do is you send a notification to all the parties that are involved. Actually, I'll show you one of the transcript conversions. But before I do that, what about individual reporters who do not work for agencies? I know it's not none of your concern, but we have a lot of official co-reporters and people like that. Well, they don't need a service like ours. If they have a VeriSign ID already, and then Acrobat Reader version 8 or later, they can sign any PDF document themselves. They just simply open up the PDF and then they go sign this document, and then boom, that's it, done. And since most of the CAT software nowadays, they can generate PDF within their CAT software, they can just simply do it using Adobe Acrobat Reader. The second question is, well, I don't believe my state board will approve of your digital signature proxy idea. Well, the argument was that reporters are not clicking that button, so that might be illegal. What then? You know what, that's really a sticking point, because nobody really knows at this point what's legal, what's not. I showed you earlier all those laws that governing the electronic signatures and digital signatures. So there are laws behind it. Now, the fact that the production person is clicking the button and getting the information that's stored by the third party, is that legal or not, acceptable or not? We don't really know. I mean, I think that just has to be all need to hash it out in the future. We're just here to provide a practical solution. Now, you have a solution if that's the case. Let's say you're in Texas, and Texas really says that, co-reporting agency no longer can use that fax the signature page, cannot sign for co-reporters, they cannot use reporters' ID and a password to log into some third site. They cannot do any of this stuff. Reporter has to do it. Well, as a production person, you just need to simply email, when you're at the last screen, since you cannot sign digitally yourself, you just simply email this PDF to the reporter, And now you're at the mercy of the reporter signing digitally using her Adobe Reader and sending it back to you. Now, if you have an overnight transcript you need to send it out, good luck. Reporter will get back to you within a couple hours. So that's the solution. I know some co-reporting firms are doing that, but that might be only other solution, that if you cannot do it, click that button yourself. Okay? So how would my clients, law firms and courts, how do they use this? What does it look like when they open this PDF document? When they open this digitally signed PDF using Acrobat Reader, there always will be a tab called Signatures on the left-hand side. So if they click on it, it'll actually tell them who signed it. So right now, it shows that signed by Young Lee, but the signature validity is unknown because if attorney or paralegal open this document on her local computer, she doesn't know about me. She knows the document is authentic because nobody changed any contents of the document. But whether this is Young Lee is a valid person or not, they don't know. So that's how it'll come up. Now, if they care or don't care, I mean, they can just stop right here. But if they really wanted to validate the person named Young Lee is really the valid person, then this is what they need to do. They need to set up what's called trust. So one time. So when they look at the signed page, the icon will look something like this with a question mark next to person. Young Lee, we don't know who that guy is. Not valid or not validated yet. So RB8 will add in the bookmarks extra link they call Validate Signer. They click on it. It comes to our page with the instruction telling your clients how to validate signer. And they basically hit that button at the bottom called Validate Signer. And it goes through 3-4 screens where basically we'll download a signature information from rb.com onto their computer, and they'll set contact trust. They basically importing information onto their computer and say, okay, I'm going to trust this person from now on. Okay? And then they click that box, signature as a trusted root, and import is done. And now, once the import is done, from that point on, any time that reporter named Iqbal sends that client a transcript, it'll come up as a valid document and valid signer. Now, I don't think most people really care about signer. I mean, if I'm receiving a transcript, I guess my main concern really will be the transcript has not been altered. And now if they go ahead, care about who actually the reporter was and really authenticate that reporter actually digitally signed it, and they can actually go through that step process there. So let's say I'm in a turn-in, 1, 2, 3, 7, 9. Okay, Lee versus Merck. So I'm going to go to turn in this job, and I go to witness, new. John Sick, MD was the witness, and I go, it was 125 pages long. The rest of it doesn't really matter. And I go save, and it gives me the repository tab. And I say I got an ASCII file the reporter sent me. And this was the file, so I go open that. And I'm not going to publish this ASCII because I might have to fix this ASCII up. Okay? So I'm going to say this was the image that reporter sent me. I'm saved that. Okay, so this is how I got an ASCII up there. So let's go ahead and create PDF transcript. And our global settings come up. There's an extra tab now, digital signature. If you click on it, there's a box. If you check it, that's how it's going to add that bookmark, validate signer. You don't want it. You don't want to confuse the attorneys. Then you uncheck that box. If you do, provide a way for them to validate the signer through RB.com, you'll go ahead and check that. So we have an ASCII viewer where I can verify the information and also change. Since my first 3 pages are single spaced, I'm not going to condense. So I said skip the first 3 pages. Last so many pages, I don't care. Save and close. So this will convert this into a PDF transcript. Now we have my full page transcript, word index, word list. There's my condensed, which my first 3 pages are full size and the rest of it is condensed. Okay. Now at this point, you go sign this document. So this is the new button I was talking about. Click on that. And that's the cursor, signature cursor. Now, I'm at the wrong page because I have a word index and word list. So let me go ahead and go back a few pages here. And this is exactly, so I found my signature line. And I'm going to click to let it go. Now this is where it just made a connection to reporterbase.com, and it knew, RB8 knew the reporter was Lisa Welch, and it went and found the digital certificate information about Lisa Welch from the reporterbase.com. It brought it down and it digitally signed it. Now that's with wet signature I uploaded as a reporter, and so that's it. And then you go, okay, archive to repository, and save. So I'm done. And there is our digitally signed. If the reporter attorneys get it, then let's say let's look at that in a PDF format. So I'm going to open that file, and let me make it a little bigger here. So let's go to the, first of all, there's that signature tab I was talking about. When you click on it, it says signed by Young Lee, validity is unknown. And there's that bookmark. They'll simply click on it to validate signer. Okay? So if I go look at that, okay. So that's how if they do not validate, that's how the icon will pop up saying that this document is authenticated, signer is not authenticated. Okay, so that's it. There are manuals that we have written for agency and also reporters, if they know, even though on the RB.com we have a complete instructions, you might still need to download those 2 PDF documents. So if you go to our regular site omti.com and go to reporter base section, then go into products, and then there will be 2 new PDF manuals for digital signatures.